So it's just been announced Israel Adesanya versus Joe Pyfer for UFC Fight Night, the main event. I just want to talk a little bit about that. If you guys don't know, I'm a huge Israel Adesanya fan. I've been watching him since he joined the UFC, and it's been great watching him go from the bottom to the top, and holding the middleweight championship belt for so long, and then defending. Some of my favorite fights are the Izzy and Alex Pereira fights. Those things are absolutely goaded in this middleweight division and the UFC in general. So yeah, obviously I'm gonna be rooting for Izzy in this fight, but I do think this is a difficult matchup, I should say, even though Izzy's ranked number 4 and Joe Pyfer's just in the top 15. I think age is a huge factor in this fight. There's a lot of things that Izzy used to do really well, but doesn't have the same kind of, I should say, like ability as he used to have. He's a lot slower than he used to be. The accuracy is still kind of there, but not nearly as it used to be. He's not as flexible, not as powerful. So there's a lot of things. I do think this fight in Izzy's prime would be very one sided to Izzy, but I think it's closer now that he's up in age. So there's a lot of things to take in this fight. Joe Pyfer's kind of like a powerhouse, I should say. He doesn't really have much of measuring distance or like the ability to like set up shots as well. He just kind of hopes and prays to land stuff. It's a lot like Paulo Costa or like Yoel Romero or Kelvin Gastelum. All those guys don't really set up shots very well. They just kind of throw with power and hope it lands. So it reminds me of that kind of scenario. I don't think this fight will be anything near of when Izzy fought Paulo Costa though. I think it'll be a relatively close fight. I know it's kind of a hot take. I think a lot of people think Izzy's gonna absolutely dominate this fight, but seeing him in his last few fights, it's I don't think so. Joe Pyfer is gonna win if it doesn't go the distance, I think, and I think Izzy will win on points if it does go to distance. So I think the most likely scenario is that Izzy goes a decision win, probably unanimous decision win to Izzy, but Joe Pyfer has the ability, he can get him out of there. He's got power. Um, I just think that if it's a technical battle with points involved, Izzy's one of the best UFC fighters to ever do that. And whenever he goes a distance, he's just always on the edge of points and of strikes and everything. And yeah, his defense, like takedown defense, is like very underrated. I feel even at his old age, like he was able to hold his own on takedown defense against Imavov his last fight, DDP. It was really weird with DDP though because the shots that and the takedowns he did land were very unorthodox. So I think Izzy's better at defending takedowns that are not really like sloppy. Sloppy takedowns are kind of where Izzy's downfall happens with a lot of things. Same with I think with his defense with like striking as well. I think one of the best ways to take Izzy out of there is to be technical. You see that or it's not really technical; it's being unorthodox with the technique as well. Like Alex Pereira is one of the best examples for that. Is that he's very unorthodox and very unique in his striking, but it's very technical of how he does it. Those are the best kind of styles for Izzy to beat him, and I think that's just been proven over the years. I think the sloppy fighters with a lot of power always have kind of a disadvantage with Izzy in there. But with his age now, I don't think it's nearly as much as it used to be, especially since everyone's starting to figure out Izzy as like his style. It's very much like he's been in the game so long and people have watched him in his fights. It seems like it's a lot easier to tell what Izzy's gonna do, which is a big thing, you know. Yeah, I think it'll be Izzy win. I don't think it'll be domination or anything. I just think Izzy will edge it out, and I hope after this fight, he takes another fight against like someone like Paulo Costa again, or actually maybe not Paulo Costa because I don't know. The second fight's not going to be better than the first, but maybe someone else like that he hasn't fought, or like Sean Strickland rematch. That's one I really want to see. But yeah, overall, excited to see Izzy back in there. I'll be rooting for him. I just really hope he doesn't lose this fight and then retire or something. I do think if he does lose, he has to retire because it's like you don't want that Anderson Silva legacy kind of thing where like he took so many fights with younger people and like better people him at the time that it just overcrowds everything he worked for in the UFC middleweight division. So we'll see what happens. I got Izzy by unanimous decision.